glad you're here to watch this creative video. This one is, what shall we say? It's like a couple of other videos that I've done where there's lots of different elements to it. So at the moment what you're seeing me do is, you know, those little tiny wooden clothes pegs that you can buy. They were really popular a few years ago and they came in all different colours and natural and metallic and all that sort of bizzo. Well, I had a lady and she asked me to see what I could do with some clothespins on a page. Now, this was actually Janice. Janice asked me to do this, and when I saw it, I thought, you know what? I absolutely love it when you guys challenge me because it makes me think outside the box, which I do 9 times out of 10 anyway. But I like having the challenge. So, what I decided I would do, after giving it a little bit of thought, only a little bit, not a lot, because trust me, I stuffed up a few times and had to sort of start again. So what I ended up doing was pulling the clothes pegs apart, because one of the issues that I found with the pegs, and that's why I had them in my stash, is they're too thick. So when it comes to putting them into my scrapbook, they are quite bulky. And like I've said before, it's great to do bulky pages. It's great to have like your foam, your craft foam, because it does squash down over time, and with weight in the album, it's good. But wooden pegs, wooden embellishments. See, I've pulled out a few things, and this is my brain trying to sort of figure out what I'm going to do with it and all the rest of it. What I decided to do was pull them apart and create a dragonfly looking esque thing. Now, I think they look pretty cool. I love dragonflies. They looked cute like that. What I did notice, I was using my art glitter glue to glue them together. So by this point, I had I coloured those flowers because I thought I was going to use them, and I colour matched them to the These Days collection from Cocoa Vanilla Studios, because that's the background paper that I used. So what I decided, I sort of started to go on a little bit of a different direction. I recorded this over, this is 2 days worth of recording. Okay, so what I decided to do was I wanted my dragonflies to be very metallic. As much as I'm using wooden clothes pegs, I thought, you know what? Why do they have to be boring and plain? Dragonflies aren't. Let's chuck some metallic colours. Not in any order. I just added a bit here and added a bit there. And I thought, you know what? This might work. Let's see if it works. So indulge me, because I think at the end, the page actually looks really cute. Is it my usual style? Yeah, probably not. But did I enjoy doing it? Did I enjoy the process? Oh, heck yeah. Thank you, Janice, for the idea. Because I've had these clothes pegs in these little mini itty bitty ones, I've had in my stash for, I'm easily going to say 2, maybe 3 years. So it was good to get in the stash and use that. And realistically, I actually used a couple of new things. So all I'm using here is glossy accents. So your Ranger glossy accents. I've used this a couple of times in the last week, and I'm really enjoying it. I did buy a bigger bottle, but believe it or not, I'm still going on this little teeny tiny one that I bought ages ago. This stuff goes a long way. You get bang for buck with this stuff, let me tell you. I always thought it was quite expensive, and I used to think, why do people use it as a glue? Like, that stuff's expensive. But it's not when you realize how far it goes. So I put it into my little paint palette to try and save on mess. Insert laughing now. Look how much mess I made on my Teflon mat. Like, it's okay. Look, it scraped off. This morning I sat here and quite enjoyed, to be quite honest, scraping off the flakes of metallic mica. It was just gorgeous. Anyway, so I decided that initially I was just going to do a peacock feathers kind of green, and because I love that color in the distress oxides and in the distress inks. I love peacock feathers, and I also love villainous potion. Now, I don't have a lot of pages that I can do using those sort of bright colors, so I just sort of throw it around and see if it lands in the right spot, and I think it did on this lot here. So these are my mica powders that I bought, and I did a video on making mica powder sprays. If you want to have a look at that, it's literally under how to make mica spray, and it works a treat. Absolutely. And it doesn't come off the page. It is so good. And if it does come off the page, just add a couple more drops of your glue of choice. That's all you've got to do. Into your bottle, I mean. Okay, so I am glugging this stuff on like nobody's business. Why? Because I kind of wanted to hide the clothes peg underneath, because I didn't want the wood to show. I wanted it to be shiny and glossy, and yeah, I just wanted all the sort of like an enamel pin. That's what I had in my head. But I wanted to make it. And I thought, you know what? If you've got these, you could do this. I wanted more dragonflies, so I thought about giving them an extra set of wings down at the bottom, but I quite like the dragonflies that are taking off, if that makes sense. So their wings are sort of more to the front and to the top, so they're more like a T shape. So that's why I didn't add extra wings, but by all means you could without a problem. So this is me going, Karen, you've made such a mess. What the heck are you doing, woman? But it works. Stick with me. Trust me. I know this video goes for 21 minutes, but it totally works. Okay, so here I don't even know what I was thinking when I did this, but I added some mica powder. They don't have colors, guys. I can't even give you a color. It's the whitest one in my selection of mica powders. And I put it with white paint, opaque white paint. Why? Because I needed eyeballs. This is me just practicing on my mat, I might as well. I needed to create, what's it called? Oh, now I'm stuck. Help me out. Is it the thorax? The bottom part of a dragonfly. I can't even think of it off the top of my head. Gee whiz. Okay. If my biology teacher's watching this, don't shoot me. It was a lot of years ago. I can't remember. I think it's their thorax. Yeah, anyway, so I needed to add some little dots. As soon as I put those dots on there, I went, bingo. Can you see the mica powder? People, don't waste your mica powder. You can't see the glitter when you mix it with the titanium. I use titanium color Montmartre Studio acrylic paint. It's a heavy bodied paint. It's opacity is as strong as you can get. It's like the top one. So it's like gesso pretty much. So putting the mica into it was a waste of time. But we live and we learn. Am I right? So now, what am I doing now? So I ended up using my Posca paint pen, and I just pressed it down a little bit because these little fellas, they were starting to get a bit chunky. little bit chunky around the sides and stuff. So I didn't want those eyeballs to, I wanted them to look like cute little eyeballs, and they totally do. Look at me. This is when I realised, oh, this is going to take a bit to clean off. Whoops. I have more mats. It's not a problem. However, I'm a Scrooge and I don't like throwing things out, and I hate creating waste where it's avoidable. Now, this is where I had to learn a little bit about my glossy accents, because can you see what I'm doing there? I overshot the mark so bad. I realised less is more. I was trying to go for, you know, when you see people, I don't know if you watch these videos, but I do sometimes, and they create a shortbread biscuit or a Christmas biscuit and they run the royal icing around the outside edge, and then it sort of goes slightly hard, but then they fill it in and they call it flooding. That's what I was actually trying to do on this. Let me just tell you, glossy accents is no royal icing. Oh, I can't even believe I thought I could do it like that. But that's all right. Live and learn. So what I've done is I've gone over these little guys, and the only thing I didn't go over was their eyeballs. I just left them plain because I didn't know if the Posca Pen, etc. would run, like if it wasn't fully set properly. So I actually did this yesterday evening, and then I let them sit overnight. So I didn't move them. I just left them alone to do their little thing and set their glossy accents and just let them do their thing. So that's what I did. See, this is where I realised less is more, Karen. So just a tiny little bit, and I'm just using my embossing tool. This is an old embossing tool from the Fiskars one. I meant to pull it out the other day to give you guys a laugh. Talk about old school products. It came with this tool, and I love this tool, but do I use the embossing thing anymore? Nope. Actually, I think I've still got it. I really do think I've still got it, and I have no idea why, because I'll never use it. So it's at this point that I let everything just do its thing. And this is me coming back this morning. Okay, sprightly, here I am. So what I've popped underneath my little dragonflies there are the Uniquely Creative Lace Embellishments. Now, these things are so cute and adorable. And to be honest, I had no idea where I was going to use them, but I thought this could be the application for it. You get a fair few in the packet. I can't tell you. They come white, but I can tell you, and I had a play, you can totally colour them. You can spray them with mica mist. You can do all sorts of things. So I thought what I would do is, because they're so glossy and so shiny, I pulled out, I also had in my stash a set of, they're called Scrabble, I think they're called Scrabble letters. Let me quickly grab the packaging. It says, this is legit, I'm reading it right now, 26-piece bag of various letters. Let me tell you, I got them from a $2 shop. Various letters is very accurate. What I ended up having to do was flip them all over and stamp my own words on the other side, because they've been in my stash, because I was thinking inside the box, not outside the box, and I couldn't make a darn word out of any of it. It was terrible. There was more Q's and Z's and X's than there was anything else. And so I just went, you know what? 26 letters, you'd think they'd at least just give you one of each letter. But anyway. Turned it over, grabbed out my Stazon ink, and I stamped just using an old rubber stamp, and it doesn't even have a name on it because it's that old. It was a $2 chuck out that I got from somewhere, but it's a cute font. So I went ahead and stamped on those. Then what I've done is I've gone ahead with my Distress Oxides. Still waiting for my brushes. I would have preferred to do this with my brushes, but that's okay. All I wanted was a little bit of colour, not a lot. I actually ditched one page, and actually I might take a photo of it and put it on Facebook. So jump over on Facebook and have a look, and or Instagram, and have a look at how bad my first attempt was, because I'm new with the Distress Oxides, and I'm using the finger daubers because I have lots of those, and I thought that would work given that I'm just gluing down the little lace embellishments and then gluing the dragonflies on top. So it all worked. Look, they look so super cute, and it adds texture to the page, but I wanted the color behind it so you could really see the lace embellishment, and it looks so cute. I love it. So if you want to give this a try, I would love to see it. I don't know how. Maybe pop it in some comments. Maybe when I put these up on Facebook, chuck it in the comments. I don't know. Do you guys want me to make a group page? I seem to be struggling with people being able to follow me on Facebook, and I've had a look. I had a lady super in-depth explain it to me the other day, maybe what the problem is, and I followed all of those channels and I still couldn't fix it. So maybe, I know there's a lot of Facebook pages out there, and having too many social medias is a bit hard to maintain, but I'm just wondering if that's maybe going to be something easier. I do seem to find that I go to the Facebook more than I go to the Instagram for my scrapbooking stuff. So, but anyway, let me know in the comments if you're still here and you're still listening to me waffle on about my dragonflies. So with these wooden pieces, I have let these sit flat, and the art glitter glue has glued them perfectly, not a problem. There is a lot of texture on this page, and as per usual, I will do my journaling later. And I did end up going around the outside edge with a Distress Oxide as well, and I think it ties it all together. It looks really, really good. It wasn't just a border for the sake of a border. We know that I do that. So if you've got something that you would like me to try and think about how to use maybe differently, or a theme you want me to kind of run with and see what I've got in my stash or what I could buy, I'm open to that too. Let me know what you think, and we'll go from there, because I really love this challenge. This was great, and I think it turned out really, really cute. And who would think that they're wooden clothes pegs? So now all I do is I was procrastinating. I decided to go around the outside edge. I know what I'm doing wrong with these Distress Oxides, by the way. I'm so used to the 1-inch cubes being not quite so juicy. So I realized I missed one. And I'm going into the Distress Oxides like I need to, yeah, it's like I'm going into them like they're dry. They're not dry, they're very juicy. So I added that border around the edge, and I think that looks really cute, and it makes the teal colour on the dragonflies pop a little bit more. And all I do now is I've grabbed my 0.7mm Posca Pen, and I used that one specifically because I wanted it to be a matte colour to create my little zoomy lines behind my dragonflies. And that is all I do on my page. No, I do actually pull out, believe it or not, a little bit more glitter because it just didn't look shiny enough. I thought it needed a little tiny bit more. So this is my entire page. So now I'll do the horrible bit that I hate, self-promotion, but if you guys did it for me, I would love that. So if you are new to my channel, I would absolutely love to have you as a subscriber. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you do like, what you don't like. I have a very chitty chat Aussie style, and this is how I scrap. And normally I'm not quite as, no, you know what? It's probably the chunky wooden tiles that is throwing me off. I think that's what it is. But it's all good. I absolutely adore this page. I hope you do too. I would love to have you as a subscriber. Maybe just click the like button. That helps my channel get noticed by other people when they search scrapbooking. And here's a close-up for you guys. Look at those shiny, glossy little, they're completely dry, and they're glossy, shiny little dragonflies, which I absolutely love dragonflies. So, and the lace with a bit more shine, why not? And my daughter and I being silly, when she was tiny, she used to love doing silly faces in the phone. It was funny. But anyway, so here's my page. Thank you so much for watching, and I will chat to you again soon. Thanks, guys. Bye for now.